Back in like 2014, I got a gaming PC just to play Watch Dogs. Like, I really wanted to play this game. Thankfully, my parents were kind enough to supply me with my first ever gaming laptop that to this day, 10 years later, still works. But I was overjoyed at the time. I was like, man, I love PC gaming. It's the best. I can't wait to do more of this. And oh boy, Ubisoft, I can't wait to see where they go in the future with their IPs and how the Watch Dogs franchise will turn out. Well, fast forward to present time, it's not looking so good. I mean, I could talk for hours about the failures of Ubisoft as a company and where they are at right now, but I don't really feel like it. And besides, I'm sure if you're watching this video, you already know the colossal shitstorm that is Ubisoft in present day. So we're going to just skip over that. Today I just really want to talk about the Watch Dogs franchise and honestly what could have been. They had a really solid base to work with Watch Dogs 1. Yeah, it wasn't perfect or anything, but hey, it's the first game in the franchise. They could have been forgiven for the flaws that game had. But undeniably, it was a solid game. It had an engaging story. The characters were alright, but I feel like the theme of the story, Chicago being this dreary, gray, sort of boring, miserable city, and the characters all being kind of a bunch of doomers, fit well with each other. Everything sort of worked, and I found it to be a very engaging game and story. Now, does it still hold up today? Debatable. I still have a soft spot for it because, I mean, hell, it was my first ever M for Mature game, my first ever PC game, so of course I'm going to have a bias towards it. And if anyone asks me, did you prefer the gritty sort of storytelling style of Watch Dogs 1 or the more happy, lighthearted, fun storytelling of Watch Dogs 2, I'm always going to say Watch Dogs 1. Watch Dogs 2, I didn't hate it. Gameplay-wise, it was superior to Watch Dogs 1, but the story, it was kind of just like, wasn't as appealing to me. But that's just a personal preference, to each their own. I enjoyed Watch Dogs 1. I played through it, the entire thing. I think I played it again later on. I don't remember exactly when. It was a while ago I did my second playthrough. I also do fondly remember the online multiplayer mode, which, while there wasn't much to do, all you really needed, I mean, was voice chat and a few guns, and you could have a pretty fun time. Like, Watch Dogs, I understand the GTA comparisons, because it really is a sort of sandbox game. The reason the multiplayer was so fun is because, yeah, there's the invasion hacking and all that, but I just liked going around trying to cause as much chaos as I possibly could, and just fighting off the waves of police. And I do it with some buddies, and I do it with random players, and it was just so much fun. I guess for me personally, that was also a reason why I preferred Watch Dogs 1 over Watch Dogs 2, because they did away completely with the multiplayer. It was just co-op. I can't remember exactly, like 2-4-player co-op or something like that, which was cool, but I much preferred the 8-player multiplayer lobbies where you could just mess around in free roam, just doing whatever you wanted. And when they announced Watch Dogs Legion as sort of like a little, like, it wasn't Watch Dogs 3, it was Watch Dogs Legion. And I looked at that and I was like, oh, okay, a little bit of a, spin-off for the third entry. Okay. And there seemed to be doing away with, like, main characters, and it's just sort of like a sort of XCOM 2 type of feel I get from it, where you recruit people to join your cause. I thought that was kind of cool. I thought, like, hey, you know what, this could be interesting, this could be good. And, well, it came out. It was very bland. The story was meh. It was just, someone described it as the worst of Watch Dogs 1 and 2 put together into one game. I never played it, and to be totally honest with you, I don't think I ever will. It was sad to see because, I mean, they had a really good IP, a really good base to work with, a very compelling franchise, and they just sort of bungled it. And that's kind of a thing that Ubisoft as a publisher seems to do with all of their games. I don't know why, but, I can name a few. The Division, amazing base, amazing IP, amazing idea for a game, and it's just so boring. It's like, oh my goodness, I played The Division 2 recently. It's just boring. The story isn't very engaging. The gameplay's alright, I guess. It's just, it's one of those games that's The Crew, also kind of a similar thing, where it went from a story-driven racing game where it's kind of like, it's a compelling story, but it also includes, you know, decent racing physics and all that. They just went from that to the Crew 2, which was cars, planes, boats, motorcycles, and I didn't hear anything about the story of the Crew 2 being compelling or anything, not nearly as interesting as the first game. And then the Crew Motorfest, which was just, it's just Horizon. It's just Horizon. It's literally the plot and everything. It's just Horizon. I've played so much Horizon. The last thing I need is more Horizon. Like, do something unique, do something different. Don't need you ripping off Horizon. We don't need that. But yeah, Ubisoft does tend to have a track record of just absolutely bungling their IPs. And with Watch Dogs, it seems like they've done the exact same thing. But I'm worried, man. I'm worried that, you know, Watch Dogs is cooked because Ubisoft as a publisher is cooked. I mean, people are talking about like a 10-cent buyout and how, you know, that could happen. Me personally, I think if they just sold some of their IPs to actually, you know, there's no good way of saying this, and, you know, it's a shame to have to say this, but the reality is to publishers who are actually competent and can execute ideas properly, just sell some IPs, Ubisoft. You've got so many good IPs, yet you don't know what to do with them. Just sell them. Or get bought out by Tencent. I don't know. Either option works for me, because at this rate, they're done. At this rate, they're going under. Do I think they can make a comeback by themselves? No, but with the help of somebody, anybody, honestly, I think it's possible. I just think Ubisoft as a publisher is incompetent, and no, that's it. They're just incompetent. Nothing, period. No, nothing to add. But I am done with Ubisoft. I desperately want to like them. It's so weird. It's like this very toxic relationship with this publisher. I want to like their games, I want to enjoy them, but I just can't, because I try to play them, and I'm just immediately disengaged. And this ultimately has me worried for the future of a franchise that I adored, Watch Dogs, because it's not looking too good. Yeah, I'm going to be honest, it's not looking too good. But what do you guys think? Do you think Ubisoft can turn it around? Should I invest in their stock while it's really low right now in anticipation of the turnaround? Or do you think it's just done? Do you think that they're just going to start either selling off IPs or get bought out by some company? And what about Watch Dogs? As a franchise, where is it going from here? I mean, we've gone from serious, you know, gritty, story-focused game to more gameplay-centric, more sort of chill, relaxed, happy vibe. And then we went with Legion, and it was just that disaster, and now what? Where is this franchise going now? Let me know in the comments. Tell me your thoughts. And that's it. Take care.